Warning: some relationships are not sent by God. They are assigned by the enemy to delay your destiny, dilute your anointing, and keep you emotionally entangled just long enough to miss divine timing. You feel it deep down, don't you? That subtle but constant pull away from purpose, the draining conversations, the misplaced peace you pretend to feel, when in truth, your spirit is in turmoil. You tell yourself it's love, but what if it's a distraction dressed as desire? The enemy is subtle. He doesn't show up with horns. He shows up as exactly what you think you want. And while you're busy justifying a relationship God never endorsed, your assignments are piling up in the realm of the spirit. You were called to slay giants, but you're busy fighting for someone who was never supposed to be in your camp. Judges 16 reveals how Delilah didn't come to love Samson. She came to disarm him, to drain his strength, to delay his destiny until it was destroyed. And just like Samson, many of you are laying your head in the lap of comfort while your calling is being shaved away strand by strand. You're trying to keep what God is trying to cut. That's why there's no peace in your prayer life, no fire in your worship, no clarity in your mind. Every time you try to move forward, there's a pull. Because destiny can't run while dragging dead weight. And let's be clear, not every toxic relationship looks toxic. Sometimes it looks like shared goals, church attendance, and good morning texts. But behind that is stagnation, compromise, and a slow death of your spiritual hunger. 2 Corinthians 6:14 warns, "Do not be unequally yoked, not just in belief, but in vision, in discipline, in purpose." Some of you are sleeping next to someone who doesn't even pray for you. You're trying to build a kingdom with someone who's still building their own idols. And yet you wonder why your dreams feel delayed, your doors feel locked, and your spirit feels heavy. Hear this. The longer you stay tied to what God has not sanctioned, the more you'll miss divine windows. God is not obligated to bless what He didn't initiate. You can fast, you can pray, but obedience is better than sacrifice. 1 Samuel 15:22. Some of you are not heartbroken. You're under spiritual warfare, masked as emotional attachment. The enemy has studied your type and sent it with a smile. But what you crave is not always what you're called to. The counterfeit always comes before the covenant, and many of you are being tempted with companionship at the cost of your crown. You're asking God for clarity while ignoring the chaos He's allowing to reveal the truth. Confusion is never from God, 1 Corinthians 14-33, and if you have to keep justifying someone's presence, they're probably not ordained. You think time will fix it, but time doesn't heal disobedience. It magnifies it. And while you wait, your divine connections are passing by. That business, that ministry, that platform, God was ready, but you weren't, because your heart was split. You've given the wrong person front row access to a story they were never meant to be part of, and now your discernment is foggy, your motivation is fading, and your appetite for holiness has been numbed. But here's the truth. God will let you walk in circles until you learn how to walk away. Israel wandered for 40 years because they wouldn't let go of what God called them out of. Exodus 16. That's where you are. You're surviving in a place God never meant you to stay. But destiny doesn't wait forever. At some point, the grace lifts, and what used to feel like comfort turns into torment. That restlessness you feel? That's heaven warning you. You're trading purpose for presence. And it's a bad trade. Because one day, the very person you're holding on to will look at you and wonder why you never became who you were supposed to be. And deep down, you'll know why. So hear this as a divine interruption. You don't need another sign. The tension is your sign. The lack of peace is your confirmation. God is not the author of confusion. And if it's making you choose between them and your calling, it's not from Him. This is your wake-up call to sever what's slowing you down, to cut ties with the weight before it costs you your wings. Hebrews 12:1 says to lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily entangles. Not every weight is sinful, but every weight will slow you down. And in this season, delay is dangerous. Destiny demands precision. You were born for more than late-night arguments and spiritual compromise. You were born to shake nations, to break generational cycles, to carry glory. And you can't do that while tangled in a soul tie that suffocates your spirit. Let them go. If it's God, they'll return changed. If it's not, their absence will be your deliverance. But either way, don't let another day of your destiny be sacrificed on the altar of emotional comfort. Choose your calling, choose your future, choose obedience, even if it hurts, because nothing hurts more than waking up one day and realizing you delayed your destiny for someone who was never designed to walk into it with you.